Spring Valley head coach Brad Dingess. Coach, let's talk about your team coming in this season. A lot of new faces on that offensive unit and possibly a new look offense, as you may call it, of what's going to be forced for this team to play. Tell me a little bit about this upcoming season.
We're going to have have a little bit more big plays. I don't know if we've got those big type kids in the backfield, especially to grind it out the whole way down the field. Our line's very experienced, got a lot of kids back, but we're going to have to throw it a little bit. We've been working a lot on it, especially in that 3-week thing. I got a 3-year starter in Tyler Brown at quarterback, and we got some young kids out there that can run some routes and catch a ball, and we're going to try to make some people honest and kind of guard us out there a little bit. Maybe we can open up the running game a little bit.
And something this offense has always been noted for is its running game and running between the tackles. And a lot of defenses in the past couple seasons, especially 9 hats in a box, bringing a house. This season with the speed, can you get that edge and force teams to have to guard you out wide and really burn them if they do go in the box and try to send the house?
We've got a couple kids I think it can. We've just got to get a little bit more creative in our offense of trying to get the edge. We're going to try to exploit that a little bit and try to get those kids out there, throw the ball out of the backfield, run a little bit more jet. But I think with that speed, we might be able to get a little bit more than what we have in the past.
Big setback in your offensive scheme as well with Tyler Robinson's second ACL in under a year, basically. But you got another guy that's going to really have to step up this year, Tyler Brown. Tell me a little bit about what he brings to this team and how big he's going to have to step up and be this year.
We got him when he was a sophomore. His family moved in from Tennessee, and as a sophomore, all we had to do was ask him to hand the ball off to Elijah Wellman and Ryan George. So that wasn't too hard. And I thought he grew up a lot last year. By the end of the year, he was throwing the ball. I think the last 4 or 5 games, he had over 100 yards passing in each of those games. So he's. I know we get a big part about running the football and all that stuff, but if he has a year like he had last year, he'll be the school's all-time leading passer. And we're going to put a lot on his shoulders. He's going to carry the ball a lot, and we're going to give him a lot of opportunities to throw the football. And he's earned it. He's been the leader for this program for the last 3 years behind center, and it's kind of his turn to take the reins.
As this team really has to try to find its new identity, if you will, with some of these young players at the offensive side, you got a pretty experienced defensive side on the other part of the ball, and that starts with the 2 big men up front. Tell me a little bit about those guys and what defensively you're going to offer this season.
Both those guys are going to play. They both committed to Division I, and they're both really, really good football players. And they're put themselves in a little bit better shape. They can go both ways, hopefully, and anchor that down. If you try to single block them, hopefully they can cause a mess in somebody's backfield. And we've got a lot of kids at linebacker. Cam Lucas, Jake Fry, Eddie Mathis. Those kids played a lot defensively as kind of outside backers and in defensive ends, and they've got a lot of big game experience back here at linebacker. So, our front 7 guys, a lot of them's got some big game experience, and we were able to move Tyler Brown. I know he played defense a little bit towards the end of last year. Probably going to play some strong safety. So we've got 8, 9 kids that's got Friday night experience on the defensive side of the ball.
When you got 2 guys like Alex and Trevor up front, what does that allow you defensively to do with so many other elements? Because you know what kind of attention those 2 guys are going to draw to them.
Yeah, it frees up your linebackers a lot. I mean, they're going to draw a lot of double teams and gives a lot of free run for your linebackers. Plus, you can play some games with them. You can bring people off the edge and then do a lot of stunts and twists, and it kind of makes it fun. Coach Arthur's going to have a lot of fun this year on defense. He can be a little bit more creative, and we got some skill kids or corners. Those kids that are playing receivers, some of them will be in the defensive backfield, and athletic enough to man up on some people. And when you can do that, you can be a little bit more creative up front and start to bring some people.
So day 1 in the books, getting started back in West Virginia. Tell me a little bit about today and what you was able to kind of pick up from your team and what it has to offer and where you go from here.
It was one of the better practices we've had on day 1. It was a little weird. The teachers reported back to school today, so it was after going from after work to the first day of practice. Usually they're in the mornings and all that stuff, so it was kind of odd going in the evenings. But the kids came out and had a great practice. They've really picked up on what we're trying to do, and up front, a lot of leadership, and especially with the quarterback. But we flew around, had good numbers. We're going to have over 50, 10 through 12, which is it's pretty good for nowadays. So is exciting. I think hopefully we keep that up and we'll have a pretty good year.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.